Most people that are now watching at home didn't hear the first part. I'll pause while I get caught up on the notes. Or they could hit pause. That would be better, probably. They're watching at home right now, yeah. It's live. Live on YouTube. Thousands and thousands of views.
Are you for real, man?
No, I lie all the time. I
That's
lie like a politician. Amount 1, if you win 5, you get 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Does he ever lie to you? Oh. See, you're lying. 0 if you lose, right? What's the cost of playing every time? $3.
When you retire, Mr. Bennett, are you running for the mayor?
No, probably not. I'll just go golf. Why, do you think I should be mayor? Yeah? You think I'd be good at that? Oh, yeah? Thanks, man. I got your vote? Okay, well, good to know. Oh.
What?
Is Josh telling jokes? Okay, what's the payoff? Payoff here, if you win 25 but it costs you 3, the payoff is 22. Right? If you win 5 and but have to pay 3, the payoff is 2. And of course, if you lose, your payoff is minus 3. So the probability times the payoff. So this is going to be 0.1 times 22, or 2.2. Here the probability of payoff is 0.2 times 2, which is 0.4. Here the probability times payoff is 0.7, but it's times, make sure it's minus 3, so minus 2.1. Right? And so the expected value is 2.2 plus 0.4 minus 2.1. The overall expected value is $0.5. It's positive, so what does that mean? It means down here, if you play this game many times, will you gain or lose money? You will gain. Over time, you will gain. Well, this is not an individual game, right? This is the table explaining the odds, right? You could expect to win 50 cents every game. Will you win 50 cents every game? No. Right? You will lose quite a bit. But overall, and the reason is because you've got a 10% chance of winning 25. So that 1 out of 10 times that you actually do win, you win big. There does always seem to be people that are lucky that win, aren't there? There always does. Yeah, I know. Okay, so that's how that kind of table kind of works, right? Let's do the more business one, which is example number 2, a farmer. Farmer John. Anybody's dad named John?
No.
And is a farmer?
No.
My apologies. It's not derogatory. Farmer is deciding whether it's worthwhile to grow a mixed grain crop in one of his fields. He knows from experience that he'll be able to harvest a crop 8 years out of 10. Seeding, fertilizing, and harvesting cost him $200 per acre. He estimates revenue from a good harvest to be $350 per acre. Okay, Chris, do you have this one?
Actually, no, I don't.
No?
No. I don't have it in this sheet. I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay, so what is the probability of winning? What is the probability of him harvesting a crop? He's determined this, right? He knows from experience that he'll be able to harvest a crop 8 years out of 10. So the probability of winning is going to be 8 out of 10. And Lane, you should put that as a decimal too, 0.8. It's a little bit easier to type into your calculator, right? 0.8. The amount of gain. It doesn't say, it just says per acre, right? So it doesn't, does the amount of acres matter? All that matters is how much he's going to gain or lose once we're done here, right? Because the last one, Bodie, it's 50 cents per game, right? So I mean, I guess the more you play, the more you win, but it doesn't matter whether you should or shouldn't. Playing it more just makes it better or worse. It doesn't make it more better or more worse. Doesn't make it more positive or more negative. Profit. You're right. You're right. Yes. But now we're just figuring out whether he should do it at all. Okay. We'll get to the multiple acres right away. I can see that that's confusing. I'll deal with that at the end. How much is the amount to gain? He estimates revenue from a good harvest to be $3.50 per acre. So the amount of gain, you got to be careful here. Remember, the gain is profit, or sorry, I shouldn't say profit. Gain is revenue minus cost, right? So it's going to be 350 minus 200, or 150. That is the amount he will gain. Profit. The probability of losing. Well, if 8 out of 10 is a good harvest, what are the chances of a bad harvest? 8 out of 10 on the good, 2 out of 10 on the bad, right? 2 out of 10 or 0.2. Yeah. The amount of loss is going to be minus 200. So find the expected value. Okay, so the expected value is the probability of a win times the gain minus the probability of a loss times a loss. So here that's going to be 0.8 times my gain, 150. And I'm going to add probability of losing 0.2 times minus 200. So this is 120 minus 100. His expected value is $20 per acre. Once you finish it. 0.8 times 150 plus 0.2 times minus 200. 120 minus 100. So should he continue growing crops in the field? Yes. How come? The EV is positive. As long as the EV is positive, it's worth it. Now, would you say that a higher positive, like if that $20 was say 100, would that be a better EV value? Like should he even more likely do it? Yes. Right? Right? So the higher that number, the more likely it is that you're going to gain. Because these are all based on estimates, right? Like he's estimating 8 out of 10. Right? So I mean, if that turns out to be 4 out of 10, and you'll never know, by the way, but then it's going to be negative, right? So how much money will he make or lose if he's farming a 160-acre field? So here's the answer to your question, boy. So you're going to take 160 acres times 20. He can expect $3,200 in profit on that. That seems kind of low to me. Yeah. I'm not really good at how big an acre is, but that seems really low. How many acres in a quarter section, Mr. Angus? Do you know? 144 in a quarter section? Okay. That's 160 there. Well, let's find out. How many acres in a quarter section? There you go, 160. So that is a standard sort of field, right? So yeah, $3,200. That seems like a whole lot of work for $3,000, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, he's already figured that out. He said that it costs him about $200 per acre. So I don't know the numbers, but I know the probabilities. Okay, so you guys should have. Did I give you the assignment for this section yesterday? I don't think I did. Did I? I don't think I did. Okay.